Hello everyone, myself Alunde SS. Today I am going to discuss with you related to types of oscillator. In that our today's topic is related to RC oscillators. That is in that having the resistor and capacitor components only, and it will be introduces that oscillations. Now let us see about that. For that RC oscillator, here that RC oscillator are the types having one of the type of related to our oscillators. That is, a oscillator is having two types of categorization majorly, and basically there is a three types of categorization related to oscillator. First one is a RC oscillator, second one is a LC oscillator, third one is a unijunction relaxation oscillator. In that RC oscillator, that RC oscillator is again categorized into two types. First one is a Wien bridge oscillator and second one is a phase shift oscillator. Then Wien bridge oscillator and phase shift oscillator is designed by using that RC component, that is a resistor capacitor component. And for that LC oscillator is divided into three categorization. First one is a Hartley oscillator, second one is a Colpitts oscillator, and third one is a crystal oscillator. Along with this type categorization, next is related to unijunction relaxation oscillator. This is next or another type related to that oscillator. First one is a RC, LC and unijunction relaxation oscillator. These categorization of oscillators we are going to study one by one. In RC oscillator, RC feedback oscillator are generally limited to frequencies of 1 megahertz or less. That means how much frequency output limited to that RC oscillator is 1 megahertz or less than that 1 megahertz frequency will be generated by using that RC oscillator. Along with this, the type of RC oscillator that we will discuss are the Wien bridge oscillator and phase shift oscillator. That means here for our syllabus there are two categorization of that RC oscillator is Wien bridge oscillator and phase shift oscillator is related to that under that title of that RC oscillator. And according to that oscillations frequency which is generated by that oscillator is having maximum 1 megahertz frequency or less than that of. Then Wien bridge oscillator. That Wien bridge oscillator is here I have shown. Wien bridge oscillator is one of the type related to that RC oscillator. It is a low frequency oscillator which ranges from few kilohertz to 1 megahertz. That I have told. RC oscillator is related to generation of that oscillator related to frequencies 1 megahertz or not much more than that of. It is having less value in comparison with that 1 megahertz frequency. In that the input is given to that terminal which is connected as a feedback towards that inverting terminal of that op-amp. Here also that RC oscillator, just see here RC series connection and RC is parallel connection. That is a series connection of that RC oscillator, and here for that Wien bridge oscillator parallel communication of the parallel connection of that R and C component is available over here. Here the oscillator is used as having positive and negative feedback combination. That is, it is a closed loop structure like structure along with that output voltage, and that output voltage whatever we are getting here, just see here not any kind of a signal, that is a sine wave, cosine wave or triangular wave. We cannot applying any kind of a wave related to that RC oscillator, but here we are getting the output in the form of that sine wave, cosine wave, triangular wave, the waveform whatever it likes, it will be given out that generation related to that Wien bridge oscillator. Along with this, the working principle of that Wien bridge oscillator, just we are going to see what is that working of that Wien bridge oscillator. Just see, the feedback signal is this oscillator circuit is connected to the non-inverting input terminal so that the output works as a non-inverting amplifier. That means the feedback signal in this oscillator circuit is connected to the non-inverting input terminal, and so that the op-amp will be works as a non-inverting amplifier. Just I have discussed that oscillator is having only the positive kind of a feedback. It does not carrying any kind of a negative feedback. According to that, that Wien bridge oscillator is related to only the non-inverting amplifier input. Then the condition of a zero phase shift around the circuit is achieved by the balancing the bridge. Zero phase shift is essential for sustained oscillations. That means there is no any kind of a phase shift generated from that oscillations, and it will be gives us that whatever the phase shift output is introduced by that system, these conditions of the zero phase shift around the circuit is achieved by balancing the bridge. That means bridge will be gives us a 0 degree phase shifted output. That means whatever the input we are giving as in terms of voltage, we are getting the output in which is converted in terms of oscillation without any kind of phase shift. Then the frequency of oscillations in the resonant frequency of the balanced bridge is given by the expression F0, that is the output frequency is denoted by the formula 1 divided by 2 pi RC. Then R for the resistance component and C for the capacitance component, and this is the oscillating frequency calculated, the frequency whichever generated by that oscillator, that frequency is nothing but F0 is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi RC. At resonant frequency F0, the inverting and non-inverting input voltages will be equal to in phase, so that the negative feedback signal will be cancelled out by the positive feedback, causing the circuit to oscillate. That means whatever the frequency is introduced or generated by that system, that frequency is having in phase output with respect to time. That means there is any kind of a phase shift will be introduced over here. From the analysis of the circuit, it can be seen that the feedback factor beta is equal to 1 by 3 at the frequency of oscillation. Therefore, for sustained oscillations, the amplifier must have the gain of 3, so that the loop gain becomes unity. That means whatever the loop gain we are getting that output from that loop gain output is having unity. That means gain introduced, that is a Bergson criteria. We know very well that every oscillator should follow that Bergson criteria, and that Bergson criteria is nothing but beta is equal to 1 by 3, and whatever the value introduced by that A, that means here we are getting that gain is equal to 3. That means 3 gets cancelled, and multiplication of that gain factor A multiplied by that beta will be introduces the output is equal to 1. Like this all the outputs should be shown over here. Then for any inverting amplifier, the gain is set by the feedback resistor network RF and the input resistors RI, and is given as the ratio minus RF by R1. That means we know very well the gain of inverting amplifier, it is a minus RF by R1. R1 is nothing but whatever the input resistance applied to that circuit. Instead of that R1, if suppose we are writing here as a Ri, then it is also okay. And for the non-inverting amplifier, what is the output we are getting from here over here, the C1 plus RF by R1. This is the non-inverting output related to that Wien bridge oscillator circuit, or circuit, whatever the circuit we are using for any kind of a system. There we are using that gain related to inverting terminal as a minus RF by R1, and for non-inverting terminal it is a 1 plus RF by R1. Then the Wien bridge oscillator. Then Wien bridge oscillator will be introduced as the output as a loop gain for the oscillator is Ts is equal to As beta S is equal to 1 plus R2 divided by R1 into Zp divided by Zp plus Zs. That means parallel combination of that R and C component. This is also related to parallel combination of R and C component, and this is the series connection of that R and C component, where Zp is equal to R divided by 1 plus SRC, and Zs is equal to 1 plus SRC divided by Sc. That means here the output impedance related to parallel combination, that is a R divided by 1 plus SRC, and Zs is equal to 1 plus SRC divided by Sc. This is the series output, and this is related to parallel output. Then here we are using that Wien bridge oscillator connection related to that series combination as well as parallel combination like this. Then here the Wien bridge oscillator, hence the Ts is equal to 1 plus R2 divided by R1 multiplied by 1 divided by 3 plus SRC plus 1 divided by SRC. Substituting that value for S, just we have put it out as a previously, that is the S is equal to J omega. Then this equation we are getting like this format, that is a T J omega is equal to 1 plus R2 divided by R1 into multiplied factor 1 divided by 3 plus J omega RC plus 1 divided by J omega RC. for the oscillations of the frequency FOI, that is represented by the formula T j omega 0 is equal to 1 plus R2 divided by R1, it is multiplied by 1 divided by 3 plus j omega 0 RC into plus addition of 1 divided by j omega 0 RC. Then this will be introduces the Wien bridge output. Then along with this Wien bridge output, the since at the frequency of the oscillation T j omega must be real for the zero phase shift condition, the imaginary component must be 0. That means imaginary components means where we are using that j terminology, that is the imaginary factor, and a whole number without j, it is a real terminology. That means j terminology, whatever we are, where we are writing that j terminology in previously, just see over here, that terminology must be equal to 0, which gives us, what it gives us, that j omega, that means here plus j omega is a present, we are equating this equation with respect to omega 0. This is nothing but angular output frequency, and that our angular output frequency we are getting from this equation is 1 divided by RC. This is the angular output frequency related to this equation. Then next is a Wien bridge oscillator. From the previous equation, that is a T with respect to j omega 0, it is equal to 1 plus R2 divided by R1. It is nothing but 1 divided by 3 plus j omega 0 RC plus 1 divided by j omega 0 RC. The magnitude condition is 1 is equal to 1 plus R2 divided by R1 1 by 3, or R2 by R1 is equal to 2. This is used over here. To ensure the oscillations, the ratio of R2 divided by R1 must be slightly greater than 2. That means whatever the ratio came into picture related to R2 divided by R1, it must be greater than or equal to 2, because whatever the desired output we are getting over here by using Wien bridge oscillator, it must be equal to 1 by 3 related to beta factor, and whatever the gain related to that whole bridge oscillator will be introduces, that gain must be equal to 1. Then Wien bridge oscillator with the ratio R2 divided by R1, what we are getting, this is equal to 2 for that ratio purpose, and then k is approximately equal to 1 plus R2 divided by R1, it is equal to 3. That means how that value 3 got we are getting, they just see over here, R2 divided by R1 we must have that value is equal to 2, but for the adding one number or subtracting one number from this, again this equation is again converted into that R2 divided by R1 is equal to 2. K is equal to 3 ensures the loop gain of unity oscillations, that is k is equal to 3, then growing oscillations, and k is less than 3, then decreasing oscillations. That means whenever we are increasing that k factor by 3, then the oscillations introduced by that Wien bridge oscillators having a higher level frequency, and it is up to 1 megahertz frequency, that is our band boundary limit, and that k is equal to whenever k is less than 3, then the oscillations which is generated by that Wien bridge oscillator is having decreasing oscillations, and it will give us a minimum frequency, that is having less than also 1 megahertz. Then Wien bridge oscillator is designed by using these design terminology, because designing of that Wien bridge oscillator is also one of the important thing, in that the ZS and ZP, these are the two components plays an important role. ZP is related to the parallel combination of that RC component, and ZS is the related to series combination of that R and C component. For the design purpose requirement, just see over here, the op-amp is connected along that feedback path related to non-inverting amplifier. That means the feedback is connected towards the positive terminal of the op-amp, and input is also given to that positive terminal of the op-amp. Along with that variable RF resistor, it will be control all the signal output. Then the required frequency of oscillation FO is 1 kilohertz. That means we know very well what is the input frequency. Initial level it is having 1 kilohertz, and it should not be having much more greater than 1 megahertz. That means the maximum boundary limit related to oscillator frequency for any kind of a structure is 1 megahertz. For that purpose, here we are giving as a input related to F0 is 1 kilohertz, and the output frequency is related to this is having 1 megahertz as a maximum limit. Then take for that required frequency, we are taking that C is equal to 0.01 microfarad capacitor, then R is equal to 1.6 kilohertz resistor, then use 1.5 kilohertz capacitor as a standard capacitor, because 1.6 capacitor is not having that much of standard value. There must be tolerance is occurred. For that purpose, instead of that 1.6 capacitor, if that 1.5 that standard capacitor is available with you, then for the designing purpose you can use also that R is equal to 1.5 k ohm. This is the standard capacitor for that designing purpose of that Venn bridge oscillator. Then the gain of amplifier section is given by take Ri, that is the input resistance is equal to 1 kilo ohm. Then feedback resistor value is a 2.2 kilo ohm. Use 4.7 kilo ohm potentiometer for the fine correction. That means 4.7 kilo ohm potentiometer is used for that fine correction related to output generation for that Venn bridge oscillator. Then phase shift oscillator, that is a phase shift oscillator is related to that. The phase shift oscillator utilizes the 3 RC circuits, that is to provide 180 degree phase shift coupled with respect to that op-amp, and it will be provides the output. Then the frequency of this type is similar to any RC circuit oscillator, that is F is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi RC under root of 6, where beta is equal to 1 divided by 29, and the phase shift circuit which will be introduces the phase shift degree of 180 degree. That means whatever the input we are applying to that circuit, it will be introduces totally 180 degree phase shifted output. For the loop gain beta A to be greater than unity, the gain of amplifier stages must be greater than 29. If we measure the phase shift per RC section, each section would not provide the same phase shift. Although the overall phase shift is 180 degree, in order to obtain exactly the 60 degree phase shift for each of these stages, the emitter follows stages would be needed for each RC section. The gain must be at least 29 to maintain the oscillations. That means whatever the gain introduced by any kind of a circuit, that gain must be equal to 1 divided by 29. That means it is really about 29, and that 29 gain is introduced for this section is having very much equal value related to gain having unity factor. Then this is a circuit related to phase shift oscillator. For that phase shift oscillator, that phase shift circuit is related to parallel combination of that RC network. Parallel combination along with that RC network, just see over here, I and C components are connected parallel with each other. Then the transfer function of that RC network is TF is equal to Vin divided by V0. That is nothing but 1 divided by SRC bracket square plus 5U SRC bracket square, that is a series combination related to RC component and plus 1 related to this. Then next is a phase shift oscillator. If the gain around the loop equal to 1, then the circuit oscillates at this frequency. Thus for the oscillations we want K into TF is equal to 1, or SRC raised to 3 plus 5U SRC raised to 2 plus 6 SRC plus 1 minus K is equal to 0. Putting S is equal to J omega and equating the real part and imaginary part, we obtain minus J omega cube.
Looking out for various project, so I need articles or material for my project. You might get it from IEEE. You're looking out for institutions who have various patents.
Then just see over here,
specializing in, so that will help you for the placement purposes as well. So overall, this is what we are going to do, and IEEE digital library is going to
hello. For that purpose we are getting over here that is a K TF is equal to 1 SRC bracket square cube square plus 5U SRC bracket square plus 6 SRC plus 1 minus K is equal to 0. Putting S is equal to J omega and equal to real part, there is a imaginary part, just I have shown over here. Imaginary part is indicated by the value J factor. Whenever J we are using, that J is nothing but that imaginary part, and whenever we are using that omega factor, then that omega factor is represented by that real part. Then phase shift oscillators, form equation number 1, what we are getting, this is a real part we are equating, that is a minus omega square RC square plus 6 is equal to 0, that is omega is equal to under root of 6 divided by RC. Substituting into equation 2, that is a minus 6 RC square plus 1 is equal to K. K is equal to minus 29. The gain must be at least 29 to maintain the oscillations. Along with this, the phase shift oscillator, that is a practical oscillator, is a given over here. That is a phase shift network, that is a R1, R2. Then R1 and that R2 will be equated by using that phase shift network, and here we are getting that frequency output. It is a under root of 6 divided by 2 pi RC. Then K is equal to R2 divided by R1, which is equal to 29. Then phase shift oscillator practical design related to our phase shift oscillator is frequency of oscillation CF, and how we are going to design that practical oscillator, because practical oscillator designing purpose is a very much important thing related to our side, because for ideal purpose we are not using such a kind of a oscillator, we are using only that practical purpose oscillator, and whatever our practical thing, we must have to generate the oscillated signal frequency having 1 megahertz frequency. The frequency of oscillation CF, that is a gain of op-amp inverting amplifier G. The attenuation offered by the feedback RC network is 1 divided by 29. So the gain of inverting amplifier should be 29. Use Ri is equal to 1.2 kilo ohm. So Rf is equal to 35 kilo ohm. Use a 50 kilo ohm potentiometer and adjust its value to obtain the output on CRO. Like this, we are using here as a input resistor 1.2 and feedback resistance is a 3.5, and just using that gain related formula, that is a non-inverting amplifier gain having 1 plus Rf by Ri. By putting these values, we are getting that gain is equal to 29, and thus by using this output we are going to designing this circuit, and this circuit will be help us to designing that RC phase shift oscillator like our Venn bridge oscillator. Thus we have studied related to designing purpose of that practical oscillator. Then phase shift oscillator practical, in that the last R has been incorporated to the summing resistor at the input of inverting amplifier, that is a FR is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi under root of 6 RC, where K is equal to minus RF divided by R3, it is equal to minus 29. And this is all about related to RC phase shift oscillator along with that Venn bridge and a phase shift oscillator. These two categorization are related to RC phase shift oscillator. Thus we have completed related to that RC phase shift oscillator, but 2 points related to that oscillators are remaining yet, and thus that 2 points we are going to see in our next lecture related to relaxation oscillator as well as that LC oscillator. Okay, thank you.